Alright, playoff game, baby.
This Dallas defense, Micah Parsons is shot out of a cannon. You see, going by a lot, he pulls, creates a lot of space in there, and he's the one that's able to knock this ball and force it back. That ball's supposed to be run all the way out to the right, but Micah Parsons gets across the face of the tight end so fast. He's got to cut back, and Carlos Watkins forces the fumble, and Jack Driscoll had a shot to recover it. He couldn't quite do it, but this Philly defense needs to stand up right now. They can still stop the clock 4 times.
Yeah, Prescott on a keeper. He's got a block. Prescott racing inside the 10. And a 1st and goal for Dallas. Miles Sanders had not fumbled the entire year until last week. And now fumbled back-to-back weeks. On the flip side, the Cowboys have had some issues closing out games like last week, so yeah, here's an opportunity.
It was a great play, great design, the ball, but he's got to slide it bounds and let this clock go down to the 2.
You know we in our dark.
2nd down and 8, dropped it from loose. It was gone lateral, it looked like.
In 2 minutes, plus their 3 remaining timeouts.
But they have to keep him out of the end zone. On the fake. Prescott some pressure, and now he goes down to the 2-minute warning. It's a big play. Interesting there, he took the sack thinking, well, let's keep the clock running, but it's at the 2-minute warning right now. 1 minute and 56 seconds. Both these games going to elapse in clock, so let's do right now the top 5 Prime plays of the day presented by Prime Video.
Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. From the 10. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC Wild Card game. Taken from about the 12. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I would say this offense try to spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now back to throw. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though.
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Taking it about the 36. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 44. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
Elliott going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll take it down shy of 45 at the 46. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
A first down carry by Elliott.
Down to the 42, 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. 7 yards there and a first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Elliott running right. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
So a nice run there, and I have to think a strong running game of the playoffs, maybe even more critical than the regular season. And if you go by the numbers, the man they have running it here, he was the best in the NFL.
And since he led the league in rushing yards, I think it means he's going to see the ball a lot in this game, too, because that's what they're built like. That's what they're built around. So I think the offensive line, the tight end, the wide receivers, everyone is coming together, wanting him to get the ball and get it often, and they want to carve some holes out there for him.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Elliott. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Here's Prescott. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Fourth down, Prescott. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he is going to have the Cowboys first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on 4th down.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10.
Now back to the ground with Elliott. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race. But how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Prescott off play action. That's caught. It's James Washington. Touchdown! James Washington, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys will strike first here, this wild card matchup. Well, we knew they had the crowd on their side. Their defense has already made a stop, and now here's an opening drive touchdown.
Yeah, how about the defense making the stop, offense feeling their momentum that they've generated, and turning it into points on their side. So now you've got a team working together, and they've got the crowd involved fully on their side in this ball game.
And in this playoff atmosphere, that 12th man means even more. set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Pulls it in at the 13. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll run it again with Fournette. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
They'll swing this out to Fournette.
That is brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4.
It's important as a defender on 3rd down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the first down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
Teams that control their path to either the postseason or the 1 seed or a division championship.
They'll go with a big bank Fournette. And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, I guess they wanted to get that touchdown right back on their first drive, but failed to do so.
And what they have to be careful of is pushing so hard to stay right there, to stay even with their opponent, that they gas themselves out. You know, it's almost like horse racing. Sometimes you don't want to take your horse right to the front and let him do all the work and then someone catch him at the end and pass him up. You want to make sure you moderate what you're doing along the way and then go for the big finish.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Let's go, fellas. Let's go.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Up the middle. Here's Elliott. The Buccaneer defense for the 2nd straight play, flexing its muscle by forcing a loss. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
What's going on with my lighter, man?
Prescott to throw it. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Partner, you know what I'm going to say before I even say it.
Yeah, you just cannot take a sack
Hold
in that
on
spot.
to the rock,
You're
Dak.
exactly right. You can't take a sack in that spot. Potentially now a 3-point swing right there.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will extend their lead even further. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
You know, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Now, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. He'll hand it off to Elliott to begin the drive to about the 40-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Two minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Tenth carry now for Elliott. They find some open field here. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down. Seemed like Dak certainly made the right read there to hand it off to Zeke.
When you have those 2 in the backfield, Dak Prescott at quarterback, Ezekiel Elliott at running back, you've got a symbiotic, synergistic relationship that puts a lot of defenses in a lot of stress.
I got to tell you, I've never heard synergistic before, but I guess that works, right?
It does on this game.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And man Lamb, it's complete. And he's going to have a 1st down here. They're also in the field goal range now at the 27-yard line.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even third down.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
On 2nd and 10, Prescott. Throwing left sideline complete. That's Washington. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Throwing, Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
2nd down and goal. Prescott. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a tough spot for a running back coming out of the backfield because you know he's got to look for the football, knowing full well he's got a man coming his way, full steam, and he broke that one up.
And his kick is right there. It's good. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC Wild Card matchup. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Hold on, I might have to pause real quick, cuz. You out here? Oh, here I come.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. One of these 2 teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout from way up at the 23. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do.
All right, I'm back, cuz. I'm back. Good looking out.
against these moving targets at full speed, hard to do.
Stick to the script, fellas.
They'll try the right side with Elliott. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On play action, Prescott. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off. Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Inside give to Elliott. And some space hit. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. Prescott, they're going to throw for it. It's complete. And this time he'll be stopped short of the goal line. He might have been out of gas after the long run. In any event, the try for 2 fails. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. From the 10.
Excellent dive. Good motherfucking dive. Wow.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They begin with a run by Fournette to about the 23. Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now.
What you doing?
Inside the 25.
What the fuck?
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. And that looked almost to be a case of, you know, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished. They'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
And that might be just what they needed to get back in this game. Sometimes you need a big play to shake things up, get a little life in your sideline, get everyone believing again, and they got it there in a big way.
And the final number on Next Gen Stats, how about this? 71 yards through the air.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
To throw, Huntley. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down. Tampa Bay field goal unit comes out here. This from 44 yards away. And this one is right through. And that'll get the deficit back to 16.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the third quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after getting six the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now on 2nd and 13. Prescott. And he finds his target. It's Schultz. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. His first catch of this wild-card game, and it's good for a first down.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Zeke with a shake and bake, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
90 yards rushing for him now, as he has been a central figure in trying to get his guys to the second round.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Yeah, he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
One quarter remains in this NFC wildcard matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Complex organic molecules will first be digested by microorganisms in the soil before they can be taken up by the plant. That's why certified organic fertilizers are not usually recommended as the only source of nutrients.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Prescott. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. White now to return. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They are most likely staring at a cold end of their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this one is incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Huntley to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
The Bucs on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Huntley. Going deep this time for Miller. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time. And Fournette loses it. It's out. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble.
Oh, yeah, it's a wrap.
Some growers mix in a little bit of molasses with their watering regimen or the feeding regimen. And sometimes use as little as 1 teaspoon, others use a couple tablespoons.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
Okay.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Huntley. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
All right.
It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Buccaneers are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. So this back now to a 10-point spread, and you have to imagine they'll line up and go for 2.
Oh, no question about it. If they can get this to an 8-point game, they can make things awfully interesting here in these last few minutes.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They'll try and throw for it. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs.
Good shit.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there. That's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5.
We got to blaze up.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And they are looking good. A 2-score lead here in this fourth quarter as they hope to capture a spot in the divisional round next weekend. A first down run, not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Prescott.
Oh, you got to hang on to that shit, man.
He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling. Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Just add some drama to it.
It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10.
Uh-oh.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the 4th as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Back to throw. Huntley going up top for Miller. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Huntley. Open man is got it, but it's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. On 1st and 10, Huntley. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Important extra point up and through. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
You over this motherfucking bullshit.
The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. It's a squibber picked up around the 27.
And able to return this one all the way out to the other side of the field across the 50.
Partner, when I was in college, we used to have these things called game maxims that we did before every game. One of them said, press the kicking game. For here's where the breaks are made. It's the area of hidden yardage. How about that return? Flipping the field, taking it past the 50, and getting things set up to start the series.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 101 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the wild card round.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. They go to Elliott again. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Defensively, they know the situation. They stack the line. Heck, that was a goal line set right there.
And it's the right play for them, exactly what they have to do. They want to take away every gap, every crack, and make sure no one can get through it. But here's the deal, though. You've worked on offense all year long about these types of defensive fronts. If they can penetrate it at all, your runner has a chance to go a long way behind.
It could be a house call. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A 20th carry here for Elliott. There he goes left side. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that should just about put a capper on this game.
And that touchdown, Charles, with very little time remaining, boy, it just sucked any energy and momentum out of the other sideline.
Yeah, take an incredible comeback in the final minute to bring this one back to even. A great series there offensively. They saw an opportunity to slam the window shut, and they followed through.
Right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again.
This is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Kelvin Joseph, and the Cowboys are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Well, obviously, Charles, this stage of the game, down 2 scores, they had to put the football in the air. Unfortunately, it gets picked off.
And the criticism comes easily in situations like this, but you just laid it out. Look where they are on the scoreboard. Look at where the clock is in the game. He has to take a chance here and try and get the ball downfield to his receivers. Unfortunately, it was picked off.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And some room to work. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A
Big play there. 51 yards. And that run has to be so deflating for the defense. They needed the stop. That might put the icing on the cake.
Perfect word for it, because when an offense grinds a defense down and kind of takes their heart from them, and you see them start to sag, no better feeling for the team running the football.
They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game, check, got that done. Win a wild card game, big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There's a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.
It's always about getting someone richer, and it's not about moving something forward and getting away from the stigma and tabooism that is associated with something like this plant. And so I felt like it was cool to be a part of something bigger, and that's really what attracted me. So similar to Ryan, I got called out by an old industry friend to Colorado for that opportunity, and it was kind of weird growing up in NorCal and coming from traditional market, but then cutting my teeth outside of my home state. But it's something that really did open a lot of doors. And to Ryan's point, a lot of opportunity, but a lot of networking within the community. And he and I both will watch shows like CannaCon as an example, and to know so many people in the room and to have a history. Because the one thing that is similar to .com, it's kind of like dog years. When you are in the legal space, 8 years ago when I got into it, feels like 15 because we've seen this evolution of the industry. And like Ryan said, there's states constantly coming online. There's another 5 states, I believe, that have some sort of vote on the ballot for legalization or a step up in legalization domestically. But even internationally, like you mentioned, Trinidad, which I think will be one of the epicenters in the Caribbean, along with Jamaica. You have countries across Europe that are making radical moves forward too, like Germany is pushing on adult use, Switzerland, even smaller markets like Luxembourg, are all moving forward towards adult use, not just medical. So it's a global movement for sure.
Yeah, I like that, man. And you touched on a lot of different things there. The spreading, growing acceptance, the fact that a lot of people are looking upon the benefits of the plan. And I think that that's a really, really important step that, not just here in the U.S. we need to take, but also in all the other countries in the world. Because a lot of people face issues. I myself face issues even being a content creator on YouTube. They'll strike your videos, they'll restrict them, they don't want you to talk about it. And a lot of it is because, it's still not accepted in certain places of the world, So as soon as that can become like a reality, I'll just be so much more happier. And I'm sure that so many people that are growing at home will be able to, experience the love of growing at home, man, because it really is just that. And like I mentioned, we're going to get into some of the growth bags, but before we do, I just wanted to touch on drying and curing, because those are 2 super important steps for like any home grower, regardless if you're growing at home, if you're growing in a commercial setting, those things are super important. And it can make or break your entire grow. All the hard work that you put into your crop can, just go to waste. Your yay can go to smelling like hay pretty quickly if you're not focusing on that. So can you guys just touch on the importance of drying and curing? Maybe Ryan, you could take one, and Lance, you can take it. I don't know how you guys want to split this one.
Yeah.
Sure. Lance, you want to kick it off, or you want me to kick this off?
Yeah, if you want to kick it off, especially with some of your indoor background, I think it's really relevant for that conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but as you hit on, we'll start with the drying side. Drying is really the catalyst to everything, which is your curing. Drying is where you're going to start getting the process of preparing the plant, getting it ready to really get out all the chlorophyll, make sure it's dried out. You're really exfoliating and putting the terpenes first and foremost. So for the drying, especially indoor, the biggest thing you're going to want to do is make sure you're coming down whole stem, going and hanging in a nice aired room. Ideally, you want to come in, have it in a 60-60 room if you can. So having some airflow in there, leaving some good space. Most people tend to hang on the line with cola still on the stem, which is the perfect way to approach it. Typically, if you're in that 60-60 environment with that good airflow, it's going to take anywhere from 10 to 14 days to get to that ideal zone you're looking for, which is that